Now, joining us in the studio is Dr. Henry Chukwuedo, a forensic expert and chartered accountant. Welcome to AIT Reports.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Why is it that all the efforts of government to stem inflation and improve the economy, and by extension, the cost of living, they don't seem to be working?
Thank you. They seem not to be working because of the debt that we have already gotten to. Things were so bad before this government came in. And when they came in, they tried to start their own policies. And most of these policies are not based on no benchmark for them. Like, we cannot see the basis in which they have premised some of their policies. For example, the removal of fuel subsidy. We don't know the plans that were made, the actions that were taken. So for such policies to work, certain basic actions must have been taken, underground jobs done, well arranged, irrespective of the party that you are taking. And thank God that they took over from their own man too. The APC was in power before this government. So we expected continuity. But you saw what happened. When the president came in, most of the policies he adopted, we never expected them as at that time, even though they seem to be good. And if well planned, if well articulated, will help us. Even the fuel subsidy removal, yes. The liberalization of the forest market, yes. But the mode in which they adopted, the method they adopted, were not good enough.
Okay.
And as a result of that, the cost of living, of course, will be affected because we'll bear the cost.
I'm glad that you have spoken about the cost of living, because I can tell you, without anybody, I didn't go anywhere, and nobody told me, but I can tell you confidently that a basket of pepper in the market now is about 18,000.
Okay. Yes.
And there are lots of issues and lots of other costs of food. And the Nigerians are confused, especially now that it's the festive season, the Salah. So, in your opinion, what is the cause of this cost of living crisis?
Okay, thank you. You said 18,000, maybe 18,000 yesterday. If you go to the market now, probably it will be 25,000. What are the causes? There are three major factors. One, we all know, is the action of violent non-state actors. The violent non-state actors, which we call armed non-state actors, or non-state armed actors, like the bandits and their likes. The second one, we all know, is the government policies itself. Like you have said, the fuel removal alone, you know the effect on these goods. The liberalization of the forest market, you know the impact that will have on our naira. The import, and remember that we're an import-dependent nation. Everything we consume here is imported. Everything imported. And you liberalize the naira without making any arrangement to cushion the effect. These two are basically what caused what we are suffering. But then, there is this natural aspect again, the one that is coming from the depletion of the ozone layer. You can see, like, the weather, climate change. Like in my place, the rain, in fact, up till now, people are still, in fact, they're just beginning to plant. By this time, they will have finished planting, but people are just planting. So these are the three basic factors. People cannot go to farm. The bandits are there, destroying the farmers, their cattle, destroying the farm produce. You watch this social media now, you see what is going on. People's farmland being destroyed. In my own town, in Seluku, if you go there now, everybody weeping. They cannot go to farm. In the daytime, the cattle are there, destroying the farmland. In the evening, the herders so far, the ones they've caught, come out and start terrorizing people, blocking the road, kidnapping people. So you cannot even go to farm again. And those that manage to farm around their houses the cattle continue to destroy them. If you don't have these goods, what will you bring to the market? And it is so all over. This thing started from North Central here, Benue, Plateau, Kaduna. So now it is all round. So the farmers cannot produce. They can go to farm. Those that go to farm cannot produce.
Okay, now you've mentioned 3 issues.
Yes.
Insecurity, government policy, climate change. What can Nigerians do? What can the Nigerian government do to solve these problems, to tackle these issues of insecurity, government policy, and climate change?
Yes, the government has a lot to do. To start with, they have to look at their policies. Let us take this fuel subsidy now that was removed. No arrangement was made. And we are talking about minimum wage. If you increase fuel from about 100 and something naira to 700 naira or 600, now you can't get fuel anywhere less than 660 anyway. And in some part of this country, they buy as much as 900, 1,000. You see the percentage rate of increase. And the minimum wage, you cannot increase from 30,000 to maybe 250 that they demanded. If the 250, even the 250 cannot solve the problem. And bear in mind that minimum wage alone cannot solve the problem. So government has to intervene in form of this salary increase. Let them look at it and see how they will restructure it. It must not be cash. It could come in any other form. There are many ways you restructure a worker's salary. So it must not be only increase. Then they look at other issues. You know, the issue of climate change, there's nothing we can do, you know. Then this...
There must be something we can do. In developed climes, they are trying to make, take action.
We're talking about...
We must take action to stem climate change.
I am aware that the ministry in charge, they are working. Nigeria is even ahead. Apart from South Africa, I think we are doing fine on that aspect. But we are talking about immediate, the remote causes. Your question says the remote causes. That will take some time.
Yes.
But let us look at the bandits now, the security. Yes. Now, if government, they must do something to stop this destruction by the herders. They must do something. And as a matter of fact, it's getting worse and worse because like in those areas in the south, they are just going to now. Very soon the people will start, they are all forming their own vigilante groups. So it will go beyond what we are seeing now to physical fighting.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward is for government to take action. They should forget the party alienation. Just think of what do we do? Approach it, for example, you know, I don't want to go into the sessional politics they are playing here because we are talking about the basic basic needs of the masses, which is the food. Let government tackle insecurity any way they can do it. And let government try to balance their policies. Let them try to be fair to everybody, to all parts. They must not be seen to be favoring certain policies, certain sections, and certain individuals. I think if they can come out firm and look at their security architecture, I think we'll go out of the menace we are now.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Henry Chukwuedo, forensic expert and chartered accountant.
Thank you.
Moving on, Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara has directed heads of